Yizzo, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business. And listen, you can tap in or you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. In American Cholo, you are the topic of discussion, my G. American Cholo, you are the topic of discussion, my G. So let's get right into it. Now, Tariq Nasheed and American Cholo have been going back and forth for the last few days. You know, it's getting intense. It's getting real crazy in these YouTube streets. And a lot is being exposed. A lot is being exposed now to the ones with the pineal open. You understand that. If you know, you know. We've seen this years ago. We've seen this, 100 miles ahead. The racism from all cultures towards black, FBA. You understand what I'm saying? But when it comes to these people, it takes certain instances and certain situations to bring out the real them, for them to let you know how they really feel. In American Cholo, he heard Tariq Nasheed say a few things about Mexicans that he did not like, and that prompted him to go home and expose his true feelings. Go home and expose his true intentions. It gets deep, it gets wicked, and it's always deep in the rap when you scratching the surface. And here at Grown Man Business TV, we definitely scratching the surface. And that's why I said what I said about the Tiger situation. I was totally confused on how the Mexican guys were so upset, knowing already that they've been racist towards black people. They've never liked black people. And we're gonna get into a few angles. We're gonna chop a few of these things down. I got to say it. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be at all times. But Tariq Nasheed said a few things that got under the skin of American Cholo. And American Cholo went home, hopped on his camera, and he exposed his true feelings. He exposed who he really is. And we're gonna get into that. So you already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? We coming from multiple different angles, my G. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. And that leads me and segues me into my first angle. My first angle, my G. And that's exactly what American Cholo did when he got on camera and the things that he said. Let's break a few of those things down. Now, when American Cholo got on camera, the first thing he did was call Tariq Nasheed a ghetto COON. A ghetto COON. Now, it gets deep, it gets wicked, and it's always deep in the rap. But why would he call a black person that word? You understand? Where does that come from? Now, he says that due to the comments that Tariq Nasheed made towards him, he wanted to give the same energy. He wanted to give the same energy. But that's a lie, and that's a cover-up. He's already been calling black people or FBA members that word, in those words. And I'm going to break down just how I know, so you can know. But he tried to use the excuse, and, he was being defensive, and he was defending himself. That's a lie. You couldn't wait for the opportunity to truly say how you really feel. To truly say how you really feel. You understand what I'm saying? Now, why would I say that? Now, they were going back and forth. But American Cholo went on Adam 22 show, No Jumper, and he said something that red flags all over the field. Red flags all over the field. He said him and his homie was arguing, and his homie said, "No, man, F that ER. F that ER." That is what I'm talking about. When they talk amongst each other, they have cold words when it comes to us. So they've been racist. They've been having these derogatory terms that they use towards us. ER. That's deep, that's wicked. That's deep and it's wicked, and it's always deep in the rap. But think about that. Instead of saying a whole word, instead of saying the whole N word, you just say, man, I don't mess with that ER. That was deep. And I don't think a lot of y'all caught that, but I caught that. So y'all call us ERs when y'all are referring to the N word instead of just saying the N word. That let me know that it's deeper than Tariq Nasheed. I've already known, we've already known this is something that's embedded in y'all culture. This is something that's embedded in y'all culture, to hate, to have a disdain for the melanated, to have a disdain for the first, for the real one. So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be at all times. But you can't tell me that you have been using that ER term, and now that Tariq Nasheed says something, you finally just going to come out and respond with the COON, the ghetto. Come on, man. Come on. Come on, American Cholo. The problem with you guys is you don't want to keep it 100. You don't want to keep it real, American Cholo. You, the Caucasians, everybody have a disdain for black people, but you don't want to say it. You don't want to stand on it. You want to act as if it's everything else and it's everybody else. But it's time, boy. It's time that y'all are exposed and y'all gonna stand in it. The hate y'all been having for us for all these years, y'all gonna stand in it. And it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. So you already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? We coming in multiple different angles, my G. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. And that leads me and segues me into my second angle, my G. My second angle. And that's the energy that American Cholo and his homeboy had on the No Jumper podcast. Check that energy. Now, when Mexicans feel upset, when they feel like something has been done to them, when they feel like they have been wronged, the Mexicanos, they lather up. They band together. Now, if you listen to this No Jumper interview with American Cholo, you can hear him and his homeboy talking real gangster. Talking about what they'll do, what they gonna do to somebody, what, you know, if something happened to him, what's gonna happen to the people. Talking about how they stand on street business, how they stand on gang culture. That one Mexican was saying he is from the streets, and they represent a La Familia. They represent a gang in that, and in that area, they are strong. The Mexicanos are strong in that area. That's what that guy was saying on No Jumpers podcast. Now, it had my wheels turning, because when black people talk about gangs, we get indicted. When black people want to stand up and buck up and protect our people, we are looked at. Oh, now we're too aggressive. But these guys were able to talk about gangs, talk about, if, you know, people being murdered, people being killed if they touch them. The things that can happen, the homies that are around the way that carry themselves with so much respect and honor. These are gang members. So that lets you know, when it comes to us banding together, ganging up, it's a threat to the establishment. It's a threat to the society. But when they Mexicanos when they gang up, oh, it's just regular talk. Nobody's worried about the feds getting involved. Listen to that No Jumper interview. Listen to the gang activity. Listen to the threats. Listen to all the threats that were made. Those Mexicanos was acting gangster. And salute the AD for holding it down. Salute the AD for holding it down. But I want to say something. I ain't never seen a tough Mexicano, my friend. The only guys that are scared of Mexicanos are the California guys. The only guys that fear Mexicanos are those California boys. Anywhere else in the U.S., y'all don't hold no weight. Y'all gangs don't hold no weight. Nowhere else except for California, my friend. I've never seen a gang, nobody scared of no Mexicans. Me and one of my homies, we could take 10 Mexicans. We can scrap 10 Mexicans. It is what it is. Y'all have never been a threat except for California. And those California guys, y'all did something to them, man, because they really are shook of the Mexicanos, man. So when homie was talking like that, I was just, you know, I was thinking like, come on, man, this can't be real. It can't be real. But maybe it is. American Cholo, you got some explaining to do. Yeah, you got some explaining to do. You know, I'm not going to make this a long one. I'm not going to make this a long one. But one more thing that, you know, before I go to my next angle. You know, American Cholo said that he has evolved. He's getting better at not being so racist. He used to be a big bigot and a hard racist against black people, and he is evolving to a better and a more lenient racist. Still a racist. Because you listen to that, he said, oh man, he said, homeboy, I'm evolving. Evolving from what? A racist? So when you evolve from a racist, what do you evolve to? Not a racist? You Mexicans gonna stand on y'all word. Y'all gonna stand on business. That's American Cholo. You already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV, man. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. We coming from multiple different angles, my G. And that leads me and segues me into my second angle, my G. My second angle, my G. And that is the fact that Duno, what's his name, Duno, on No Jumper, was getting pressed by the Mexicans. I want to kind of get into that. Because those Mexicans, American Cholo, was looking at Duno like lunch meat. And I feel like the only reason why Duno got out of that is because AD was holding him down. AD was holding him down. But they didn't like the fact that Duno was siding a little bit with us. Duno works with black people. So he was siding with us a little bit. Against American Cholo. Oh, and the Mexicans jumped in his DM and said he's not riding for the La Familia as hard as they think he should be riding for the La Familia. You understand? And my point is this. Everything when it comes to black people, it get enhanced, it get focused on, it get zoomed in on. But all these other cultures have a criminal aspect. All these other cultures have gangs. All these other cultures have a criminal enterprise at the bottom that they're all entwined in. But for some reason, it's black on black crime. It's gang members for black gang members. But we never talk about the Mexicanos. Hey? The Mexican Mafia? Hey? The Mexican Mafia kills. Hey, listen, they always want to talk about black on. The Mexican Mafia kills kids. They rape women. They chop their heads off and hang them from trees out there in Mexico. They'll kill the whole village, the whole family. Chop their arms and their legs off and hang them from trees. I done seen pictures. I have Mexican homies. They show me pictures. So before you talk about what black people do to each other, let's talk about the Mexican Mafia. Let's talk about how dirty it is down there in Mexico. Hey? Okay. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. But the racism is being exposed. It's harder to hide it nowadays. They can't hold it in anymore. So American Cholo, come on, man. Nobody believes you. You need more people, American Cholo. So you already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? You can tap in and you can tap out. But you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. I suggest you tap into this Grown Man Business. I suggest you tap into this Grown Man content at all times. You already know what it is. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight off the brick into the bottle. Straight raw, pure, uncut. No extras, no preservatives. We not sugarcoat nothing. We not dressing nothing up. American Cholo, giving it to you straight raw, my G. Straight raw. Straight raw. And what you got to understand is this racism always been tucked away from all nationalities and cultures. All they do is wait for the right time to expose it, but they need an excuse. They're not used to standing on business. They're not used to doing things right in front of you. They're used to smiling in your face and stabbing you in the back. So they can't ever expose, and they always lie. Yeah, we rocking with the black people. No, y'all not rocking with the black. Y'all never rocked with the black. And we don't need you to rock with the black. We good over here. Okay? Okay? And that goes for everybody. Everybody, my guy. We don't need any. We strong. We strong over here. So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. So you already know how we do here at Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? You can tap in and you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. Gang.